Have you ever looked at your current account after a long month of work, seen what's left over, and thought, is this actually it? Am I just destined to run on this treadmill until I'm 80? If you're living in the UK right now, you're feeling the squeeze. Energy bills are eye-watering, the weekly shop at Tesco feels like a heist in reverse, and the idea of retiring comfortably feels about as likely as a sunny bank holiday in Manchester. But what if I told you there is a legal, mathematical loophole that the wealthy have been using for centuries to turn modest savings into absolute fortunes? No, it's not a crypto scam or a get-rich-quick scheme involving flipping houses in slow. It's something Albert Einstein allegedly called the eighth wonder of the world. We're talking about compound interest. Today, I'm going to show you how to stop working for your money and start making your money work for you. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why starting today, even with just the price of a few pints, is the smartest move you'll ever make. Welcome to the Money Mad. Let's dive in. The first thing we need to clear up is what compound interest actually is, because most people confuse it with simple interest. Simple interest is boring. If you put £100 in a savings account with 5% interest, you get £5 at the end of the year. If you take that £5 out and spend it on a Nando's, next year you've still only got £100 and you'll get another £5. That's a linear path to nowhere. Compound interest, however, is interest on your interest. It's a snowball effect. Imagine you leave that £5 in the account. Now, in year 2, you're earning 5% on £105. It doesn't sound like much of a difference, does it? But over 10, 20, or 30 years, that snowball turns into an avalanche. To understand this, we have to look at our first pillar, the rule of 72. This is a quick mental shortcut to figure out how long it takes for your money to double. You simply take the number 72 and divide it by your annual interest rate. So, if you're getting a 6% return on a stocks and shares ISA, 72 divided by 6 is 12. Your money doubles every 12 years. If you're 25 years old and you have £10,000, by 37, it's 20,000. By 49, it's 40,000. By 61, it's 80,000. And that's if you never add another penny. In the UK, we often get bogged down in saving, but saving is just defensive. Compounding is offensive. It's how you actually build a money-mad empire. Now let's move on to the second pillar, which is the most painful one for most people to hear: the cost of delay. In the world of UK finance, time is more valuable than timing. Let's compare two people: London-based Laura and Birmingham-based Ben. Laura starts investing £500 a month into a diversified index fund at age 25. She does this for 10 years and then stops completely at age 35, never adding another penny. She just lets it sit there until she's 65. Ben, on the other hand, waits. He spends his 20s enjoying life, which is fair enough, but he doesn't start until he's 35. He then invests the same £500 a month every single month for 30 years until he's 65. Who do you think ends up with more? Most people think it's Ben because he invested for 3 times as long and put in way more of his own cash. But thanks to the power of compounding, Laura, who only invested for 10 years, ends up with significantly more money. Why? Because her money had an extra decade to cook. Those early years are the heavy lifters. In the UK, we have access to incredible tools like the ISA, the individual savings account. If you aren't using your £20,000 annual allowance, or at least a portion of it, you are literally throwing away the chance for your compound interest to grow tax-free. Every year you wait to start is a year of double growth you can never get back. You can't outsave a decade of lost compounding. This brings us to Pillar 3, the magic of the ISA and tax efficiency. In the UK, the government loves a tax. They tax your income, they tax your spending with VAT, and they even tax your fun. But the ISA is the one get-out-of-jail-free card we have. When your money compounds inside a stocks and shares ISA, the capital gains and dividends are completely shielded from the taxman. Think about that for a second. If you build a portfolio that grows to £500,000 over 30 years, and it's all in an ISA, you can withdraw that money or take an income from it without paying a single penny to HMRC. If you did that in a regular trading account, you'd be handing over a massive chunk of your hard-earned growth. And let's not forget the pension bonus. If you're a UK taxpayer, putting money into a workplace pension or a SIP, a self-invested personal pension, is like compound interest on steroids. If you're a basic rate taxpayer, the government adds 20% tax relief. So you put in £80 and the government tops it up to 100. That's an instant 25% return before the money even starts compounding in the market. It's essentially free money from the government to help kickstart your snowball. If you're not taking your employer's pension match, you're essentially turning down a pay rise. Pillar 4 is the psychology of the long game. This is where most Brits fall off the wagon. We are a nation of bad news junkies. We see a headline about a housing market crash or a dip in the FTSE 100 and we panic. We want to withdraw our money and stick it under the mattress. But compound interest is a backloaded phenomenon. If you look at a graph of compounding, it looks like a hockey stick. For the first 10 or 15 years, the line stays pretty flat. It's boring. You feel like nothing is happening. You're sacrificing your Friday nights out or that new car lease for a tiny bit of growth. This is the valley of disappointment. But then, around year 20, the curve starts to turn vertical. This is where the magic happens. This is where your interest starts earning more than your original contributions. If you jump ship during a market dip in year 5, you've killed the engine before it even had a chance to warm up. You have to be money mad enough to stay the course when everyone else is panicking. The UK stock market has survived world wars, recessions, and even the 76-day reign of Liz Truss. The trend, over the long term, is up. Trust the math, not the headlines. Finally, Pillar 5. Small gains, big wins. You don't need to be a high flyer in the city to make this work. People often think they need to be investing thousands a month. You don't. Let's look at the coffee and pint effect. If you cut back on just 2 expensive lattes or 1 pub pint a week, let's call it £25 a month, and you put that into a low-cost global index fund starting in your early 20s, by the time you retire, that coffee money could be worth over £50,000. That's the power of compounding small, consistent amounts. It's about the habit, not the amount. In the UK, we have great apps and platforms that allow you to start with as little as £1. There is no longer an entry barrier to the world of compounding. So, let's recap what we've learned today. Compound interest isn't just a math formula, it's a lifestyle choice. It's the choice to prioritize your future self over a temporary impulse today. We've covered the rule of 72 to help you visualize your growth. We've seen the devastating cost of delay through Laura and Ben. We've talked about the massive tax advantages of ISAs and pensions here in the UK. We've tackled the psychology of staying the course during the valley of disappointment. And we've proven that even small, consistent amounts can lead to life-changing wealth. The reality is, the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is today. Don't wait for the perfect moment to invest, because the market doesn't care about your timing. It only cares about your time in the market. If you found this breakdown helpful, do us a massive favor, smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm show this to more people who need to get their finances on track. Subscribe to The Money Mad for more straight-talking, UK-focused financial advice. We're on a mission to make the UK the most financially literate nation on earth, one compound penny at a time. Drop a comment below and let me know. Have you started your ISA journey yet? Or what's the one thing holding you back? I read every single one. Thanks for watching, stay savvy, and stay money mad. I'll see you in the next one.